Throughout history, wood has been one of humanity's most vital building materials. From Viking longships slicing through northern seas to medieval homes standing for centuries, the secret to their longevity wasn't just skillful construction, it was preservation. Before modern chemicals and synthetics, ancient craftsmen relied on natural oils, waxes, and finishes to protect timber from rot, insects, and the relentless assault of the elements. These techniques were practical, effective, and often surprisingly simple, yet they required careful observation, patience, and knowledge passed down through generations. Today we'll explore these ancient methods, the logic behind them, and how you can apply them in modern woodworking, historical reconstruction, or even survivalist projects. The ancients understood that moisture was the enemy of timber. At the heart of timber preservation is moisture control. Wood left exposed to water absorbs it, swells, and eventually decays. Ancient builders and craftsmen discovered that coating wood with oils and natural resins could slow this process dramatically. Linseed oil, which is derived from flax seeds, was perhaps the most widely used. By soaking timber in boiled linseed oil, or brushing it on in layers, craftsmen created a water-resistant barrier that penetrated the wood fibers, reinforcing the timber from the inside. For anyone looking to replicate this method today, the key is patience. Multiple thin coats, applied and allowed to cure fully between applications, are far more effective than a single heavy coat. Even in a modern survival shelter, applying natural oils to wooden beams or planks can extend their lifespan by years, reducing maintenance and keeping the structure sturdy. Oils alone were sometimes insufficient, especially in harsher climates. Wax and animal fat finishes offered a complementary solution. Beeswax mixed with tallow, for instance, could be warmed and rubbed into wooden surfaces. This not only created a moisture-resistant layer, but also allowed the timber to expand and contract without cracking. This principle is particularly useful for items that endure stress, such as ship hulls, doors, or furniture. In practical terms, a modern enthusiast could replicate this by melting natural wax and blending it with a small amount of neutral oil, then applying it with a cloth or brush. The result is a finish that repels water while preserving the wood's natural flexibility, exactly what ancient shipwrights relied upon when constructing vessels capable of surviving storms at sea. Another less obvious but equally effective method was exposing timber to smoke or fire. Vikings, Japanese craftsmen, and other cultures discovered that controlled burning of the wood surface could slow decay and deter insect infestations. The process, often called charring or shusugi-ban in Japan, creates a carbonized layer that acts as a natural shield. Today, anyone building outdoor structures or even smaller wooden items can experiment with this technique safely. By lightly torching the timber and then brushing or oiling it, you achieve a durable, rot-resistant surface, while also enhancing the wood's visual appeal. This combination of practicality and aesthetics is a hallmark of ancient timber preservation. In regions where oils or waxes were scarce, craftsmen turned to tree resins and saps. Pine resin, for example, was heated and applied to hulls, beams, or even roofs, forming a sticky yet durable seal. Mixed with oils or waxes, resin could create finishes that resisted water, insects, and even fungal growth. From a modern perspective, collecting and heating resin to coat a small-scale project or repair a wooden tool offers a direct link to the techniques of the past. It's a tactile, hands-on way to understand how ancient people combined observation with materials readily available in their environment to solve a universal problem, keeping timber strong and functional over time. The common thread across all these methods is deliberate application. Ancient craftsmen didn't rush. They understood the wood's behavior, weather conditions, and material properties. They layered oils, allowed waxes to set, or monitored charring carefully. For modern builders, this is a lesson in respecting your materials. When preserving timber today, whether in a survivalist shelter, a piece of furniture, or a historical reconstruction, taking the time to apply finishes thoughtfully ensures longevity. It also connects you to centuries of knowledge honed through trial, error, and careful observation. Even small projects, like wooden handles for tools or outdoor posts, benefit from this attention to detail. By studying these ancient methods, anyone can enhance their woodworking, construction, or outdoor projects. Oils and waxes protect against moisture, resins add resilience, and controlled charring deters decay and pests. When combined thoughtfully, these methods can extend the life of timber for decades, reduce the need for replacements, and allow structures to withstand challenging climates. Start small, experiment with local materials, and layer your finishes as the ancients did. Over time, you'll gain insight into the same techniques that allowed Vikings, medieval builders, and craftsmen from around the world to create timber that endured for generations. Timber preservation is not just a historical curiosity, it is practical wisdom. These methods embody observation, resourcefulness, and a deep understanding of natural materials. By applying them today, we can build stronger, longer-lasting structures and reconnect with techniques that have stood the test of time. If you found this guide valuable, subscribe to Ancient Know-How and share it with fellow history enthusiasts. Every piece of preserved wood tells a story, and by learning these techniques, we keep those stories alive for generations to come.